Note that this is the 10th day of marches here in D.C.
2, 4, 6, and no justice, no justice, no justice, no justice.
No, today is actually like, I feel like it's a different vibe today. I've been just like talking to people and I'm seeing like a lot of art and everything. Like I'm just getting like really good vibes, and I'm just happy to be out here to talk about this. Like this has been something that's affected like my family, my community. I'm not even from DC, I'm from Jersey actually. So I'm just happy to be out here and to speak my voice. This is my mom, she's talking her ear off, but I'm happy to be out here and to see all this activism because we can't sit by anymore. Like, we're tired of this shit, and we're using our voices to say that we're tired of this shit. Excuse my language.
Yeah, no, of course, say whatever you want. So in the face of police murdering black people, in particular George Floyd, there's been a call to defund the police. What do you think about that, to demilitarize, to take away a lot of the overfunding of police?
I believe in that because at this point, everything that we're seeing that's actually getting filmed is proof that they have too much power. I can't imagine what hasn't been filmed, what hasn't been caught on camera at all. So I agree with it. Like at this point, it's just too much. Like it's too much. So I do agree with that.
Absolutely. So you said you're from New Jersey. Have you seen protests around there, or have you been in D.C.?
Yes. Well, my mom and I just came to D.C. this morning, but I've been in about 2 or 3 protests in New Jersey. I'm actually organizing one for Hamilton, New Jersey on Wednesday, June 10th. So
tell people where to find that.
Saying Gardens in Hamilton, New Jersey. We're going to be marching from Saying Gardens across from the Nottingham Firehouse to Steiner High School at 5 o'clock on Wednesday, June 10th. So if you're from the Jersey area, definitely come out.
Absolutely. And do you find it encouraging that it seems, I've heard from a lot of people I interviewed, that this time seems different, that more people are out in the streets, including more white people who are maybe asleep before? Does it feel different this time?
I think it does. I can't say that I'm only 23, so I can't speak on like the Rodney King riots and everything like that, but I do feel like we're more mobilized this time around. I really feel like George Floyd's unfortunate death really motivated people to really come out and really just say we're tired of this. So I think personally, I do think it's different, and it's a breath of fresh air because this has been something that has had to be talked about. Like, I feel like a lot of people have been silent for a long time, and I feel like everybody, including not just people of color, not just black people, but everyone, white people, Hispanic people, we all felt this death, and we're just tired of it. So it's really encouraging to see so many people of different races out here supporting each other.
Absolutely. And any last thoughts you want to leave us with? You can say your name if you want to, or not if you don't.
That's okay. I'm actually a nurse, so you could just call me Jane Doe. So thank you for taking the time to talk to me today.
Thank you so much. Does Mom want to say anything, you think?
You want to say something?
Hey, we're Progressive Outlet. We're live right now. We're here in front of St. John's, of course, which was in the news for all the wrong reasons. What are you thinking about what you're seeing today here on the streets of D.C.?
Fantastic. I'm so proud of my daughter. She got me out of my retirement chair, and I was just like, let's go. You know, we left this morning 9:30, and we came down for the Women's March 2 years ago. So, you know, this is her time. This is our time. You know, I just encourage everybody to go out and vote in November. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do you want to give your name or anonymous?
My name is Pat. I'm patient.
Thank you so much, Pat. I'm going to zoom in on this sign too here. Black Lives Matter, remembering Eric Garner, Erica Garner, Edward Crawford, Deandra Joshua, Marshawn Brown, and many more. So that's beautiful. Thank you.
Well, my grandma did this march 57 years ago, and now it's kind of sad that we're out here still trying to reach justice for Black lives.
What do you think about the turnout, the fact that this is the 10th day of marches in D.C.? Does it seem like the tides are turning, that things are changing this time, or that real change can happen?
It does. The energy feels different. I love seeing the people out here of all sorts of races and ethnicities. So I definitely think we're going in the right direction.
What do you think about the movement? I see a lot of signs out here saying defund the police, meaning take away the militarization, take away the overfunding of police, and fund social programs, fund mental health, fund homelessness. What do you think about that movement?
I agree with it. I definitely agree with defunding the police. There's a lot of other organizations that can utilize the funding.
Absolutely, I agree with you on that, just from everything I've seen, the people I've spoken with. Anything else you want the people to know? Maybe there are people sitting at home who aren't sure if they should come out in their city.
There's a lot of things that you can do. You don't necessarily have to be out here protesting. There's funds that you can donate to. Call your local legislation, and we can get the ball rolling that way.
Thank you so much. Do you want to say your name, or it's okay if you don't?
Makita Smith-Allen. I'm from Alexandria, Virginia.
Thank you so much for speaking.
And I imagine in your cities they're doing the same. Yes. Where could that money go?
To schools.
To schools. Where else could it go? The community, right? Reparations. The reparations. That money could go. That money could go to actually community-led violence interrupters. We actually have those in D.C., but it's underfunded. And Mayor Bowser, who wrote this Black Lives Matter mural, was a part of underfunding and defunding our violence interrupter program.
But racism didn't end. Racism is more strong today after Barack and Michelle left than it was before. So those of you who thought just because we had a black president, the work was done, the work was just started after that. Because there are a lot of people that are still upset by that move. Just like they don't want a woman president, they're upset by that too. And they're trying to keep that from happening. I don't care what the gender of the president is, as long as they're a good president.
That's right.
As long as they do what they're supposed to do. As long as they're held accountable. The Democratic Party or the Republican Party. The Democratic Party is better, but we have to hold them accountable too.
What do you think needs to happen? What does Mayor Bowser, what do the people in charge need to do from here?
Well, I'll speak just like in my city, Chicago, is very political, and all the cities. What has to happen is you have to have more federal laws, accountability. You have to have a local citizens police board that the citizens can look at the truth, because somehow there's a blindness between what the prosecutors see and the police see between what everybody else sees. So there has to be accountability. You have to have federal laws to stop anybody that's a police wears a uniform paid by the taxpayers that are hating, killing, and beating on people, no matter what color they are. If you're being paid by the taxpayers, that can't be accepted. But when you have the judges and the prosecutors and the police on the same team, you can't have them police themselves. You can't have them make the decision themselves. And that's why you have cases brought forth but no convictions.
Absolutely. And what do you think about the concept, the demand that a lot of people out here have for defunding the police, which to different people means some different things? What are your thoughts?
The thing is, we can't live without police. I'm not against all police. I'm against the bad ones. But you have to have police. If somebody robs me, I want the police to come and catch them. I want them prosecuted. But the thing is, what needs to happen is not defunding the police officers, but using the money that's already there more effectively. It's not a matter of, if the money's not going to be used effectively, then they don't need any money. Not $1, not $500 million. But the money has to be used and be accountability for it.
What about the shifting of funds that would have gone to police? Mayor Bowser wants to increase funding of police. She wants to build a new jail. What about directing some of that funding to community programs, to homelessness, to education, mental health?
Well, that goes back to the bigger problem. You have more schools closing, but you have more jails and prisons opening. So they're closing more schools, but they're opening up more prisons. So there's that transition from the school to the jailhouse to the prison, and that's That's looking at a solution, but that's not the solution. It's locking up more people. That's proven with the 1994 crime bill that was done under Biden and Clinton. It didn't work. The answer, we imprison more people in the United States than we do everywhere else. So that's not the answer.
Down here in front of Lafayette Square Park, right here you can see behind me the fence that Trump had erected, and now, yes, the baby gate as people are calling it, that Trump had erected and is now filled with artwork, with protest signs.
Thank you. Why? Thank you, man. Why doesn't the police department get the training of the military? Why? Rules of engagement. Why? Be a member of the armed forces. Go out there and unlawfully kill somebody. Watch what happens to your butt.
Now, if you have black friends or black people that you love, or you just hate to see the injustice that you've seen now recently with George Floyd, we've always known about this, but you have to say something. You can't stand by and let that happen to your friend or just injustice. I don't care if it's a black police officer, a white police officer in Brooklyn, New York. I told a line of police officers, I said, I'm not all against all of you, but I'm against the good ones that are not pointing out the bad ones.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I have encaged him already, so he will not be released for 200 years. So he stays behind this cage, and we all are okay for the moment. But I'm here in dual capacity as a man of justice, as Batman from the Justice League, and as a resident of the District of Columbia, Ward 8. I live on the other side of the river. The mayor and the District of Columbia Public Schools Chancellor has mandated racist and militaristic practices upon the black bodies of our boys and girls in Ward 7 and Ward 8. This practice is called Relay, R-E-L-A-Y. And these practices, what they do is there's a structure from the school to prison structure that works upon compliance, obeying. No white child in Northwest, in this area, is mandated by the mayor or mandated by the District of Columbia Public Schools to comply to Relay.
I'm also here as a D.C. Ward 8 resident, and I'm here to stand against the injustice that is happening in my ward, where I live, in Ward 8. We are the oppressed people of the District of Columbia. This is a revolt against the oppressed people of the District of Columbia, because the mayor has printed this beautiful yellow brick road here as a tit for tat against Trump. But she has the power that she refuses to use to change the lives of our children in Ward 8. Right now, a program called Relay has been mandated by her, who is over all of education in the District of Columbia, and the Chancellor of the D.C. Public Schools. And they have mandated racist and militaristic practices that are school-to-prison pipeline structure that harms black bodies. $900,000, nearly $1 million of taxpayer money is being used for this racist practice, and she can change this with just speaking no, but she refuses to. So I'm calling her out, and I'm telling her that in Ward 8, get your knee off our neck, because we can't breathe. We're gasping for air. Thank you.